Here is a draft video for the Glime extensions to Slime for GenWorks GDL and Gendel. So to start off with, we will load the extensions with load Glime. That compiles and loads the single file that contains the extensions. Now we'll start typing a definition. In this example, we'll type mybox, and let's give it a computed slot called linear size, which will be the sum total of the length. And as we start typing messages, we see in the mini buffer the possible completions for these messages. So now we'll add the length, the width, and as we type, we see these choices narrow down. And we will have key chords for automatic completion. That still has to be ironed out a little bit. But for now, you can just look in the mini buffer and see what options are there. So now we still want height, and we see that narrows down to height. So there we have a linear size. Now let's try a GDL function. So we'll make a message called top vector, which is going to be the face normal vector. So as soon as we type the open parenthesis, we see a list of possible functions here. So face normal vector is what we want. So we'll have the face normal vector, and now as soon as we finish typing face normal vector, we see the argument list here. Direction. So it just takes a direction, and now we'll see the documentation for that argument, one of the standard direction keywords. So let's give this the face normal vector top. And similarly, let's add a message for the top right front vertex, which again will be a function call. So we'll call the vertex function. And as soon as we finish typing the vertex, we see the argument list, direction 1, direction 2, direction 3. Now as soon as we get into typing the arguments themselves, we'll see the documentation for each argument. So we want the vertex top, and then right, and finally direction 3 will be front. Now we'll go into the object section. Let's give this a child object, which will be a small box, half the dimensions of the parent, and centered at this top right front vertex. So we'll give this a type of box. Now as soon as we specify the type box, now the system knows what are the possible inputs, and it shows us in the mini buffer. So our center will be this top right front vertex. And notice this shows up in the mini buffer because it's dynamically picked up from the definition that we're in the middle of writing. So our top right front vertex will be the center, and then length will be half the length, height half the height, and width half the width. And those are the very basics of Glime. Thank you.